team challenge, a little off-season event we've got going on. I'm Captain Napkins 88. I'm joined by Teague 10. How you doing tonight, Teague?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. Had a little bit of an off-season here to stretch our legs, kick around the tires, but I think everybody's about ready to get back to racing. What can you tell us about this team challenge that we've got?
Well, we've been working on it all week, getting down, trimming our field down to what we have tonight. Tonight we have four teams competing. The teams consist of first team is our captain is colorblind. That team is captained by Squeller.
Of course.
Uh, yeah, of course. I mean, it's right in the name. That's going to be Millsy. And did Daddy McNasty make it tonight? It does look like he did. Yep, he did.
Yep.
So that will be the first team. Second team is going to be C-Class Bullies, another perfect name. That's going to be D West, Bobby, and Bumskag. It's going to be one of my favorites for sure to watch.
Yeah, that should be a good one to watch.
Let's see. What else do we have? Not Fast but Furious. That would be 80's team. No, I'm sorry. That's not 80's team. I'm looking at Fine Wine. I'm ahead of myself. Not Fast but Furious. That is going to be. Let me just make sure I have these right. That's going to be Wired, Grandpa, and Brad making up that team. And then finally, it's Fine Wine, and that's 80's team. That is going to be 80 is the team captain. Sloraxu and Oscar's fourth. My heart's with that team for sure. Looking forward to that one.
Yeah. Anytime Oscar's out there, people are going to be rooting for him.
Absolutely. So the way we got these teams were we had, I believe it was 12 team captains
Yep.
go through and do a snake-style draft to draft out the teams. We then had 2 days of kind of regular season / playoffs. We reseeded after the first day, and then the top three teams from the second day, as well as the wild card team, which was the highest scoring points team, made it for the fourth. And that's how we got to the four teams that we have tonight.
Awesome. Well, without further ado, I think these boys are ready to get racing, and I don't want to hold them up anymore, so let's get going.
Absolutely. So the first race tonight is going to be at Midwest Moto Center, and we're getting right to it here.
Yeah,
It's going
right
to
in
be
the
10
meat and
laps.
potatoes.
We're not qualifying for this one. We are just going off the start, and here we go.
Let's jump on board mid-pack here. Let's go with Bumskag as they go over the jump.
The yellow team got a really good starting position. 80 and Slaxu both started on the front row, but you see blue team there as well. Brad Perk and Grandpa started up front as well. That's going to be a big key. Is kind of where you get placed in the beginning. It can make or break you for sure.
Yeah, the random starts make all the difference in this type of race. Like you said, we don't run qualifying in these off-season events. It's just kind of show up and run, 10, 15 laps, and however it finishes is how it finishes. No cautions, just racing wire to wire.
I like that. It really adds to the variance. It kind of helps get some different results than you might see with after qualifying in a 20, 30 lap race. Get a little bit of randomness going on. So
Yep.
D-West, it just takes the lead here over Millsy and AY. Where is the rest of his team? Let's see.
Yeah, I'm on D West now. He's got Millsy breathing down his neck. Looks like, two different teams. Oh, AY just makes a good move on Millsy, pushes him a little wide, but they keep it together, and he makes the move on D West and gets underneath there too. Very nice. And he's got the preferred line going into the next corner to walk away down the straight. Well, D West gets a little bit of a bump and run.
Yeah, strong move there from 80 for sure.
Yep. Oh, and
Millsy
he gets pushed a little wide. Yeah, Millsy.
Ooh, uh-oh.
Red
and
team
80
came
is off
through
the
there.
track.
Yeah, 80 hit that. He hit that tree back there.
That's a shame.
Yep. So now we got 3 reds in the top 5, and that's gonna
Yeah,
bode well for that. Oh, not anymore. Daddy McNasty just ate the tire back there. Let's see, who else did he take out with that?
can't tell
Looks
here.
like it
Let's
was
see.
him and I think 80 again.
Yeah, tough race for 80 for sure.
Yeah.
So as far as points go for this event, top 8 are scoring points. Um, I believe 15 points for the winner. Goes down a couple points from there. It looks like Oscar might have been the other one that was tied up in
Yeah,
that
I
incident
just
there.
saw that. He's back there a ways.
So
Let's
D West has control right now. He's got a couple of car lengths out on Soraxu. He's got to feel good about where he's at. Once D West gets out in the lead, man, he is one of the most consistent and smoothest people you're gonna see.
Yeah, he's very hard to catch. I know from personal experience. Me and him have
Yeah.
raced a lot together.
Yeah, don't we all, for sure. We've all
Yeah,
been on
you've
the
been
other end
right
of the
there
D
most
West
of the time
experience.
too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it does look like, well, he had a teammate in the top 5, but it looks like something happened to Mumskag. He's now dropped down to 7th. D West just runs a 41 flat. That's cooking.
Yeah. Millsy and Squiller still have to like the position they're in. I'm sure they would like to get that second place away from Soraxu, but
Yep.
as we speak, Millsy
And
is working on that.
yeah, Millsy just threw it in there nice. Let's see if we can get the crossover. No, Sluraxu defends it well. Let's take a look through the rest of the pack, see what's going on here. Bum is now in 8th, so 80's moving up. He's back up to 7th after that incident with the
Yeah,
tree.
he was running very strong in the qualifiers. I was in one of the lobbies with him. And he always runs strong, but this rammer does seem to be treating him nicely. So I imagine he'll work his way up through the field a little bit further.
Yeah, he doesn't have a whole lot of time to work with those. Is
Yeah, we're only 3 laps.
his only
So it's a
problem.
good call there.
And Wired is no slouch in the rammer either, and he's really good at blocking. So
Yeah,
that might
and
be
that's
interesting to watch how that develops the rest of the way.
yeah, it speaks to the depth of this field. I mean, there are some names that didn't make this cutoff that are incredible. So I mean, we've got a lot of really strong competitors in this field here.
Yeah, I mean, our Gold Series champion, his team, came up just short. I think they were the 5th team after the
Yeah,
playoffs that we had. By 2 points they missed out, but that's goes back again, like you said, the
and
randomness of the order. And these team events, it's not just about one driver. You've got to build a solid team that you think's going to compete well on every type of track.
yeah, absolutely for sure. So yeah, Millsy and Squill are still in control. Millsy's still working on Soraxu here. This is
Yeah,
big for points. It's low key.
yeah, this 2-3 battle is interesting. Now, do you think Millsy might try to slow up Sluraxu here so he can get some backup?
It's possible. It's possible. Millsy is a pain in the butt when he's ahead of you anyway. So yeah, if he wants to do that, he certainly is capable of it.
Yeah.
Um, they might, I don't know how much thinking they're doing right now, but they might feel pretty good about where they're at. They might not want to take any chances.
Yeah,
Uh,
2-4 is a real strong finish.
yeah, DUS doing well. Now, Bobby, let's see where Bobby's at. He does have quite a bit of ground to make up on Squiller. It looks pretty unlikely, but if he can hang on to that spot from Wired, a 1st and a 5th from D West and Bobby are pretty good. And Bumskag's in the points too right now at 8. So
Yeah,
great showing
yeah,
for Green.
yeah, green and red. Both strong showings here. Yeah, they do have all 3 of their team are in scoring position right now. So,
Yeah. Looking at the lap times here, Wired putting down the best time so far with a 41.041. And we've got to be getting close here. D West is coming to the line,
yeah, and
and
he's
D
going to
West
win
wins
it.
race number 1. Followed by Millsy and Soraxu, Squeller in 4th. Is Bobby going to hang on to 5th? Looks like it. And rounding out the points, we have Wired, 80, and Bumskag. So, like we said, big showing from Green here early on, as well as Red. I think Millsy and Squeller have to be happy with what they just did.
Yeah. Now, I do want to point out the points at the top of your screen are not the official points we're going to be running. We just run the team challenge with team racing so that it's easier for other drivers to identify each other. But those points are going to be different than the final points that we tally wins for.
Yeah, this makes it easier.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, really good showing from red and green, yellow with 2 in the score. Tough break for blue, but 5 races tonight. Plenty of opportunities to bounce back.
Absolutely. Coming up next, we've got Big Valley Speedway Inner Oval, which is, I would say, is probably my favorite oval of the bunch. Um, multiple grooves, lots of throttle work. It's not a mindless oval compared to some of the other ones.
Sure.
So very much looking forward to that. Any favorites for this one coming up? I mean, D West I always think of on ovals for sure. I know he just won the first race, so that's a little bit of a boring take, but um, I've seen him work on ovals so often.
Yeah, he's a strong choice. I would say also Millsy,
Yeah.
and Bobby. Bobby's really pretty strong on the ovals. You can't ever
You,
rule out Squeller either.
I'll tell you what, ask me again after we see who started on the pole. Because
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
lobby like this,
That's a great
that
point.
could be what it comes down to be perfectly honest. So that will
Yeah,
be interesting.
it very well could.
I mean, this ovals are tricky. Everyone's right around the same pace, within a few tenths of a second of each other or so. So if you get shuffled out early on, you're gonna have a frustrating time just trying to pick your way through the field.
Yeah, and it is easy to get locked onto that outside row and just you're helpless as you just watch the pack freight train on the inside. And it's just the nature of racing. You just got to be able
Yeah,
to
that's
put it
right.
back in gear, get back up underneath, and do the same to
Yeah,
them.
yeah, classic short track racing for sure.
Yeah,
So we're just waiting for the field to get ready here.
yeah. So I know with ovals, a lot of people don't think tune would matter that much, but me and you both know it does. Do you think these guys are closely guarding their tunes? I know on
No.
the first couple days they kind of weren't, but
It's funny. You'd think that you would, and there may be a few guys playing games here and there, but just the way that this group seems to work, it seems like information spreads like wildfire, and people are pretty open about their tunes. I would venture to guess that most people are running pretty much the same stuff, with a few exceptions for comfort. You know what I mean, for
sure.
personal preference. But I, maybe a couple are being cagey, but I think the majority of us are pretty open.
Yeah, that's the side of the fence I'm on too. It's just
Yeah.
it is funny when you see some people that maybe do try to play, and maybe it is just in jest.
Yeah. Well, you
But
never know, right?
yeah,
Yeah. So look at that. Bumskag, great starting position. He got that inside pole. Squeller in the second place. Loraxu out to a strong start again. Loraxu making it work on the outside there. That's a power move for sure. I like to see that. If he can close that door,
yep.
that's a great job
Ooh,
there for Loraxu.
yep. Bumskag and Squeller battling, and here's Siraxu on the middle line, and
Look at that.
he holds it, drives
Making
through
it
it.
stick.
Wow. So that's a name neither of us said, but look at him go, right?
Well, absolutely. Well, he's learning so fast. I mean, I venture to guess he's one of our younger competitors. I believe, right?
Yeah, yeah, he is on the younger side.
But he's been learning very quickly. That's for sure.
Oh, as he catches the wall there. See, that's the commentator's curse right there. You say something good about them, and
Well,
they just eat it.
it doesn't negate the strong moves early on in that
It
run.
doesn't. It doesn't.
It was still cool to see him drive up into that position. We might
Yeah.
see him again by the end of this year. So Squeller now kind of out in space, just trying to hit his marks, run clean laps. He's got to think about the rest of his team, though. Looks like Millsy might have gotten caught up in the
Oh,
mess.
AY. Yeah. AY gets around. They were four wide there. I don't know quite what happened,
Yeah, I'm
but
scrolling
four
through
wide is just
here.
not a recipe for success.
Yeah, that's not where you want to be on this track for sure. So Bumskag and D West sitting at third and fourth. Gonna be liking that.
Siraxu back up to third. Another nice move by the kid.
Entertaining to watch, if nothing else.
Yeah, it looks like Squeller and Graham are just kind of checking out on the rest of the pack here.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see if lap traffic starts to factor in. I believe that it might. Looks like we've got a race for the lead up front here. Graham and
Yeah.
Squeller.
Yeah,
Graham on
that's
the
an
inside.
interesting development for number three too, because that's going to make one and two slower. Might give an opportunity for three to catch up, as Squeller knows exactly what I'm talking about. Goes for a beautiful
Crossover.
crossover move to get that
Absolutely.
inside line.
Blue really needs this win after that tough start for them.
They do. It looks like they've got two in points currently. Big Graham and Millsy. No, I'm sorry. Millsy's red team.
And Millsy's red team, but Graham and Brad Perk was in
Yes.
points. He just got bumped out by Bumskag. But green currently with all of their drivers in, as well as red. So this would be a big showing for red if this holds. Look at the middle of the pack. We've got quite a bit going on here. Let's see how that shakes out. That could impact a lot. Bumskag and Bobby.
Yeah, I'm on board here with Bobby. They're three wide between McNasty, Perk, and Bumskag.
Wow, this last
Still
couple
three
laps.
wide.
I mean, you're talking about quite a few points there between 8th and 5th, and that's what's at stake in that battle.
Yeah. Then after eighth, you don't get any points. So you know they're going to be scrambling to get up. Let's see how it shakes out.
Looks like Squeller got the win. Squeller,
Yep.
Graham Paul, Soraxu, D West, and Millsy are your top five.
Yep. So all three reds score again.
Man, it's going to be hard to kind of keep a tally in my head on what the points are looking like. This kind of
Yeah.
shakes everything up for sure. D West and Bobby putting green in the top or in the points again. That will help them quite a bit. We'll see here. All right. Next up, we've got one of my favorite tracks, Vale Falls, Maine, 10 laps. Shout out Leedsvib. Sure, he sees this track and has flashbacks to the grind from last season.
Yeah, I may have some flashbacks of my own to this track.
Oh yes, yes.
So
I had a front row seat for that incident. That was a good one.
you did.
It
So
sure
I've got
did.
my own history with this track. It is a tough one. As the viewers will see here in a moment, there's not a lot of room to operate, and it's kind of a twisty track for being such a short circuit.
We had a hard time fitting 12 or 13 gremlins on this track, and now we're doing
Yeah,
it with rammers.
yeah. This car is about 20% bigger, so be
Yeah, we got
interesting
a
to see how that shakes out.
got a lot of car and not a lot of track, so We'll see how this goes here. Could be interesting. Trying to think if any of these names, above the others, because like we've said, they're all so strong. Trying to think if there's any of these guys that show out at Vail, you know, more notably than other places. No,
Yeah,
I know that.
like you said, it is hard to pick. If I had to put $1 on it, I'd go with the youngin. I'd go
Yeah,
Thraxu.
Selection.
He's
Yeah,
been having a strong showing
he
all
has had a
day.
strong showing.
It obviously does, depend on start order some.
Yeah, yeah. It'd be funny to see Squeller. I'd like to see Squeller win, and that'd be fun. Nilsy, it'd be West, of course, always a possibility. I don't know. It's a tough one. I can't pick it.
Yeah,
Another, this is another one where it's going to be like who starts in the poll here.
yeah, this lobby's pretty stacked. A lot of gold drivers, gold series or gold level drivers in here. A lot of high end silver drivers as well.
Yeah,
Millsy's a silver champion and a silver runner up. D. Westberg's a gold driver. Wired's a
Bobby
gold
Silver,
driver. Bobby's a high end silver driver.
Squeller's
McNasty's a
Gold.
high end silver driver. Squeller's gold. I mean, it's all a
Yeah.
stacked
Oh,
competition in
Oscar
here.
starting on the poll
Ooh,
here.
Oscar, Bumskag, and D. Westberg.
Wow, Green with another great starting position.
Yeah.
Oh, Wire gets a little out of shape there in the back. Oh, Oscar gets out clean. And Oscar's fourth. Out here with a few car lengths. I like to
Oh,
see that. D West in second, Bumskag third.
go Oscar.
And there it is, folks. Oscar's fourth leads the first lap of the race. Love to
Yeah,
see
and
that.
wow, 4 or 5 wide. Somebody spun off the track. That was a
I
red.
mean, put a
Red.
gap on him, Oscar. I mean, put him down. Why not?
He's putting them on notice. He's saying, hey, listen here, youngins. I'm going to show you how to do it.
Well, he's gonna love seeing Squeller and D West racing side by side. If
Yeah,
you know anything about Squeller, it's that he's not gonna make it easy on D West. He will race him hard.
he will. So, but it looks like D West does get the advantage and is charging hard.
You have to excuse me. I'm having a hard time containing my excitement. This is
Yeah.
very fun seeing Oscar out in the lead here in a playoff race, or not even a championship race.
So I'm
All right, look.
just now noticing a lot of orange and black cars out there.
Oh yes.
A lot of orange on cars. You think that
Well, there is some significance to that. Yes, absolutely. I want to get that right.
yeah, is that to
Looking,
honor our buddy Colt
it
Chevy?
sure is. Yeah, it sure
Okay.
is.
That's what I figured. Yeah, so our hearts would go out to our buddy Colt Chevy, dealing with some pretty bad family issues. No, you couldn't be here for the event. But we're here for you, buddy. Hope everything gets better for you, and can't wait to race with you again.
Yeah, all those cars you see with orange incorporated in their paint schemes. That's a tip of the cap to our boy there for sure.
That's very cool, very cool. Yeah, Colt Chevy was actually my teammate in this event, and he had to drop out. So yeah,
Right.
I just noticed that the car colors though. That's very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So while we were talking there, Oscar did drop down to third, but it was still cool to see him out there leading laps there to begin this race.
Absolutely.
Squeller has now presumed the lead. D West and Bobby Green continues to be so strong. Second and third, Oscar fourth, Wired fifth, and then the yellow teammates of Slaxton and 80 in sixth and seventh. So interesting result so far here for sure. Definitely looks like Team Green is in a great position.
Yeah, green and yellow. We've got 3 yellow in scoring position currently, do we not? Or is it just 2 now? Yeah, it looks like one has fallen back.
Yeah. Yeah, Soraxu looks like he went to the back. Must have been an incident. I did not see it. Wired, making his way through the field. He struggled a little bit there the last couple of races. Good to see him back up towards the front.
Yep, he's running strong in fourth there. Going to try to chase down those greens.
Millsy in the back end of the points with Daddy McNasty there as well, running eighth and ninth. Millsy definitely looking to pick off a couple of positions here. Would be huge for points for them. Squeller can hang on to this win. It will definitely make things interesting.
Yep. Yep. So Millsy executed a pretty good pass there on Bumskag. And then now he's going to look to try to get around the two yellows of Oscar and AY 81. I always say his
Yeah,
name wrong.
it's so hardwired in my brain for AYDY that I just slip
Yep.
into it. Yeah,
Yep, same. I said it that way for so long, and then I heard him say 81, and I was like, "Oh, that
yeah,
makes sense," but I
yeah,
still
man, way more
just
sense.
don't
Yeah.
connect the dots. But
All right, so
Millsy's going to
Millsy
get to
makes this
work on 81 here. See if he can
absolutely.
reel him in.
He's got 2 laps to do it.
Yep, looks like the rest of the pack is single file. I don't see any real good battles going on.
I don't foresee D West and Bobby going too hard at it. I'm sure they're happy to finish here second and third. I don't think they're going to be fighting very hard. I think if we're going to have any battles, it's going to be between McNasty, Oscar, Bumsgag, and Soraxu here, and Grandpa as well.
Yep.
All right, so D West and Squeller are on their last lap here. Squeller has gotten some space. Looks like he's just hoping to check out.
Yep, you called it. Squeller. Looks like he is out to a big lead here. I think that's who you said before the race, wasn't
It
it?
sure was. It sure was.
So good call
That
there.
final turn for Squeller, and he is going to take home the win. Final turn went smoother for him than it did last season.
Yep.
Great job by him. D West and Bobby coming in second and third. That's strong. Wired fourth, 81 in the fifth. Millsy, Bumskag, and Oscar rounding out the points. So great, it was awesome. Oscar held on to the points. Yeah, he did get worked his way back, but it was still cool to see him out there leading laps early on in this race. That was fun.
Yep. Very cool. Oscar's one of our favorite drivers here in the PRA. He's voted the people's favorite driver of this season. He's always contributing in the parties to laughter and
Yeah,
in
he's a vibe.
Discord. So
Yeah,
he's a real
definitely a
cool
vibe.
guy. It's good to see
Yeah,
him run out front there strong.
absolutely. So now we're on to Pine Hills, PRA Classic here, PRA
Yeah,
staple.
very much a staple of
And this
our.
is probably a preview of this upcoming season. We should mention that, by the way. I mean, this whole race is a preview of the upcoming season with the Rammer.
It is.
Uh,
It is.
yeah,
Yeah, we'll be running the C class rammer this season in PRA. Last season we had ran the B class Gremlin, but at PRA they like to switch it up from season to season. They don't like drivers to get too comfortable in one car or one class, so they usually bounce it between B and C. But yeah, the Rammer, much bigger car physically than the Gremlin. A little bit more
well,
power. Well,
well,
not because of the class differential, but um, yeah, just a bigger car, a little harder to handle.
right, right. Yeah, it's definitely a handful. And I mean, you're navigating small spaces with a lot of large cars, so it definitely presents different challenges than the Gremlin. Um,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, I will say this. Times are changing and the landscape is changing here with who's looking strong for this next season. This Rammer is definitely changing things up. We're seeing guys look really, really strong here in this off season and this lead up to the season. And I think you're going to see some names at the top of these divisions that are a little bit different than last year. You'll definitely see your Zuris and your W's and in them, but you're going to see some other names looking very strong in this car for sure.
Who you got?
Well, Soul Pun is the one that comes to mind.
Yeah.
It's jarring how much faster Soul Pun has gotten. But anyway, back to this. Here we go. We are starting. Wired gets to full Brad Perk. So blue and yellow with strong starting positions once more.
Yep. I'm on board with Wired here. And Brad Perk is going to temporarily hold on to second. Maybe not temporarily. He might take it and run with it.
Yeah, they're starting to single out here a little bit. And as I say that, they're three wide.
Oh, and it looks like Bobby goes off wide in the horseshoe.
It's too bad. Looks like Oscar got tied up into an incident as well there. I see he had to reset. So it's all blue and yellow here early on in the top four.
Yep.
They are fighting for second though right now. They are three wide for second place going down into turn one.
Yep, two yellows. Yep, Siraxu gives way for 81. Lets him, uh-oh. Yep, he forgot about the rock in the bush.
That'll get you.
You never forget about the rock in the bush, man.
Oh, goodness.
That rock has taken many a poor soul's for a ride.
Including my own.
Mine too, yeah.
Yeah. See, looks like Wired with control here early on. There's a little bit of a gap over 81 and Siraxu. Wired would definitely like to get a win, I think, just personally, just based off of that early races there. I'm sure he'd love to hang on and take this win home.
Yeah, kind of goes without saying, but
yeah, but specifically for Wired, I feel like, I'm sure that Wired assumes that he is going to be competing for every win. So whenever there's a hiccup or something like that, I look at guys like him, and I think there's almost like a bit of added pressure, a little bit of notable pressure in situations like that. I mean, we all hold ourselves to such high standards that I just think it stands out a little bit.
No, I agree. I'm definitely guilty of putting added pressure on myself sometimes to a detriment.
Well, not me. I'm super healthy about it and never have any issues whatsoever.
Never, huh? Never. All right. Yeah.
All right.
Wish I could find you in there, T.
That might not. That might not be true, but that's okay. Millsy and Siraxu are side by side here, fighting for third.
Yes, they are. Siraxu gets caught up on the tires a little bit.
Falls in behind here going up the hill. Team Green all running together, 6th, 7th, and 8th. They have to be thinking if they can keep this trio together and just pick up a couple positions, they should be looking in really strong for the championship.
Yeah, definitely. They've had a strong showing so far. They are all three in the points, but they'd want to at least move up one or two of them up a couple spots.
Absolutely.
And really secure that. We've got a pretty strong showing so far this race from Yellow, 2nd and 4th.
Yeah, and Siraxu still has Millsy in his sights, so...
He does. He's not going anywhere.
Other than that, we're spreading out just a little bit here at the front. This is one track that I know all of us have lapped so many times that it really would not surprise me if we just get kind of a clean, spread out race here for this one in particular, because it was the opening race last season, and I know that so many of us grinded it more than any other track just because it was that opening race.
Yeah, I've got hundreds of laps here, that's for sure.
Hundreds,
in just practice. So, yeah, it was the first track for the season before previous season, I believe, as well. The Cardinal season.
Yeah, it's becoming a bit of a tradition that this is the opening track, along with that dirt oval as well, Bloomfield.
Bloomfield, yeah.
So the top
Oh,
4 and 5 is actually still holding strong. It's still looking at Wired, 81, Millsy, Soraxu, and Squeller,
yeah,
rounding out the top
Squeller's making a
5.
move here on Siraxu, it looks like. He's going to try to push it up inside on the hairpin.
Oh, I look away for a moment, and Squeller enters the
And
picture. Okay.
a beautiful move there by Squeller. Nice clean racing from both of them, giving each other plenty
Absolutely.
of room to work with.
Yeah, very respectful racing from both of them for sure. You'd expect nothing less, honestly.
Absolutely.
And it looks like Squeller is going to make this pass stick. So now that puts Red Team in third and fourth, drops Soraxu back to fifth. D West has picked up sixth place. Oh, actually, no, it looks like Graham Paul is the one that kind of entered that show here and broke things up a little bit. He's up to seventh, or now eighth.
Yep. Graham gets the double pass there. We'll see if Bumskag or Bobby can do anything about it as Brad slides his way up in there.
Like Graham Paul is on his way. He's getting a little bit of a gap there over Bobby. Don't think he's going to have time
Ooh.
to reel in D West. He's probably going to have to worry about Bobby more so than anything.
Oh, and he
Soraxu not
touches the
leaving.
wall there. Bobby might
Soraxu
catch
is
him
not
on.
make. Oh, you got Bobby. Something happening with Bobby.
He
Oh,
caught the
there he is.
wall. Yeah.
Tough.
It was, I don't think he lost any position, though.
Soraxu is still working on Squeller. He's not letting him just drive away. He is still putting the pressure on him.
Yeah, I would expect nothing less from him. The question is, are Squeller's defensive driving abilities going to be enough to hold them all?
Yeah, I anticipate without a mistake that he will. What I'm more just surprised by is how strong Soraxu is looking. I mean, Squeller is a goal driver through and through. I mean, Soraxu is really showing out, and that goes back to what I was saying before about this rammer really kind of changing the landscape a bit. Soraxu is looking very strong.
Yeah, he's a newer. He's not a newer racer, but he's newer to the PRA family here,
Yeah.
and yeah, I mean, I hadn't seen a whole lot out of him, to be honest, before this event. So I didn't really know what to expect. But wow, yeah, like you said, he is really, really showing out and really impressing. And running some
Well,
really fast laps too,
yeah.
55-1.
Yeah, and by the way, up at the front, sneakily enough, 81 has reeled in Wired, and
he
we
ran
might
a
have a battle here.
he ran a 53.9 doing it. What?
Yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna have to look at this on the last lap here.
I believe 53s was around what the B class Gremlin was running.
I think you're right. I think it was mid 53s.
Yeah,
So I
and
mean,
some people
he
were hitting
is,
52s, but
yeah,
still.
he is cooking in that thing.
And I don't want to ignore everybody else, but this could be important here. I
Yeah,
don't want to miss this.
this has got to be where the eyes are here. I'll try to keep an eye on the back as well, see if I can see anything happening.
It's all going to come down to if he can get a run here. Yeah, it looks like he got a little out of shape. I'm not sure. Can Wired make it stick in this final corner? He sure can.
And yep,
And what a
Hillman.
race.
Wow, yeah, incredible race, incredible fight out of AY. He might have had him had he had a couple more laps.
Yeah, definitely. Millsy, Squeller come in third and fourth for Red Team. Strong showing. Soraxu comes home fifth. D West sixth. Grandpa seventh and Bobby eighth to round out the points. So I would say, of course, Wired with the win, so that's huge for Blue Team, but definitely a big showing there for Millsy, or sorry, for Red and Yellow as well.
Yeah.
My, I'm using the colors instead of the team names. I realize, but
Yeah, it's
it's
easier
easier to
because it's right
say.
there, man.
I'll say this: it's easier to say the red team than the my captain is colorblind team or our captain is
Yeah,
colorblind team.
yeah, yeah, it really is.
But that's okay. All right, so now we are down to the last race, and I am so part of me is so glad that I'm not in this race because this is by far my least favorite track.
Really,
Um,
really, I love this
yeah.
track.
Oh goodness. Oh goodness. It's very flat. Not a lot of landmarks for breaking points. You get that weird tricky chicane that shakes people up. Um, definitely is going to be interesting.
It is. It's a fun track to race. It's pretty unforgiving in parts, like you said, the chicane. There's that hard barrier that lots of people drive into.
Yeah. Well, and then the other issue too, you go a little bit wide on exit on some of these corners, and it's like a magnet. Um, you can get kind of sucked out into the field,
Oh
and
yeah, once your tires leave the pavement, it just pulls your car. You lose all grip, and your car just continues to slide across.
so I think, just coming into this, we don't have points tallied up as we're going here, but just based off of feel, I know if I was sitting in on, D West's team right now, I would be thinking, okay, let's just try to finish in the points. A couple top fives would be great. But you have to feel like, this is your event right now if you can just be consistent, which they
Yeah,
have been all night.
they've got two wins, correct? D. Westberg had one, and Bobby had one.
I believe so, yes. And Squeller got one. Yeah. Yeah, because Squeller won Vale. And then it was Wired that won last race, right? Yeah, it was.
Correct. Yeah, I think Green won the first two.
Yep. Sorry, we have not been checking the chat. I have not been able to monitor that throughout the night. I'm not sure. I'm
Oh,
sure we've
I
got some
have
folks
not
watching.
either. Actually, I am a bad streamer. I'm sorry, folks.
Yeah, it all kind of came together, at the end here pretty quickly, but we're
It
doing the
did.
best we can here. All right, so looking right off the bat here, Squeller and Millsy, great starting position for them, and that's scary for the rest of the field. You see those two start 1-2?
Yeah, that's. Oh boy,
Oh,
and
we
we
got
got
an
mad
accident.
carnage. Yeah.
Looks like Brad Perk ended up getting the worst of that one. Oh, Squeller and Millsy.
Yeah, but you got two green right behind them and three yellow. Well, one yellow just went for a ride.
They need to get this worked out pretty quick here. They
Squeller lets
really.
Millsy pass, so I guess Sweller's going to play defenseman here, eh?
Yeah, I'm almost surprised to see it go that way. Just knowing the two of them, I'm almost surprised that Millsy isn't the one blocking and Squeller's not out in front. But I don't know, maybe team orders. Not sure.
Yeah.
Get
Um, Squeller may have
Millsy a
deferred
win.
because he doesn't feel as comfortable on the track, or who knows? It could
Yeah,
be
yeah,
any number of reasons.
absolutely. Yeah, maybe get Millsy a win. Squeller already got one.
Yeah, that could be too. As Squeller is
But
already going to
we
have to
say
deal
that
with AY. Yeah.
exactly. We say that, but AY is right there. Love to get past Squeller here quickly. I mean, every second counts. I see whenever I see a guy like Millsy, D West, or really any of these guys out in clean air. If I'm in the field or if I'm watching, I start to get nervous because you just cannot afford to mess around back there
Yeah,
and
you
let them
really
have
can't.
clean air.
Yeah, like you said, that clean air, you've got the whole track to work with. You can use it from line to line. Whereas if you're battling in traffic, you've maybe got to modify your lines to get around traffic, and so
Yeah,
maybe you lose a mile or two out of the corner, and you don't quite get to pull out of the straights. And all
yeah,
the while, that person that's out front just keeps getting more out front.
that's
Oh,
right. Oh,
Squeller and
Squeller and
AY.
AY. Oh, looks like AY is going to
Oh,
go way wide, get the
and
worst of that one for
Bobby takes
sure.
advantage, shoots up to second.
And things just got interesting.
They did, and Bumskag now sitting in fourth. So this is all three teams here. You got AY.
Gosh,
Yeah.
D West sitting in sixth. So Green Team doing exactly what I was saying. I mean, they're so strong, so consistent. All three of them tonight have been contending. But it's still Millsy's race right now.
Yes, it is. And he's got a good distance now on
Oh,
Bobby.
we have an accident. Let's see who that was.
It looked like Bumskag.
Yeah, it looked like it. He is
That's unfortunate.
falling
So
back to a ninth there. Commentator's curse once more.
yep. That's one green down. We'll see if he can battle back into the points.
I bet he can. At least make it interesting. Bobby in second place, trying to get a gap over Squeller. Looks like we've gotten a little bit of space there amongst our top five or so.
Yeah, that lead that Millsy has over Bobby almost looks insurmountable unless something happens with Millsy. That's, like you said, that's just such a daunting task to reel somebody in who's got the whole track to work with.
Yeah, Bobby is another one though that has been looking so strong in this rammer.
He really has.
I would not be surprised to see Bobby sniffing around gold again this year, just because of how good he is in this rammer.
Yeah, it'll all come down to how everybody performs at the preseason events.
Which is coming up, by the way.
It is. Looking very much forward to that. Hoping I can keep my gold driver credentials. I did not do so hot last season.
Yeah, I feel you there.
But
Gold is a tough place to be, for sure.
yeah, I am feeling stronger in the rammer than I was the gremlin, so I got that working for me.
Yeah. All right, so, I mean, Millsy's still out front, but all of a sudden it's starting to get a little tight here from second to fourth.
Yeah,
We got a three-way battle. They're going to be kind of three wide here coming into.
into the
Someone's going to have to
S's.
make a business decision here. It
Oh,
looks like it was AY. He backed
yeah.
off there.
I don't know if it was so much as backed off as went too far in, left too much room, and caught that rut inside the berm.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Ooh,
nonetheless,
risky.
Weller
Risky
is.
line by Bobby.
Yeah, that was. Sweller's still going to be pushing up on him, trying to get that second spot back. And Bobby sends it a
Oh,
little too
goodness.
far, and that's.
And that's what I'm talking about with that chicane, man. It's so tricky.
Yeah, if you barely touch the grass, it just pulls you the rest of the way in.
So Squeller now back to second place. That puts the red team in first and second once more. And if that holds, then I think that's going to make the points battle interesting as well.
Yes, very much so. So, it looks like they all made it through the S's there. Let's go with
It's
Wired
that
here.
we still have a big gaggle of cars here from third to looks like sixth now, all fighting it out.
Yep. Yep. Consisting of Bobby 81, D West, and Wired. I'm on board with Wired now. Bobby goes wide again. Saves
Yeah,
it fairly well though, but still is going to lose 2 positions as he door checks Wired as he tries to make the pass. All above board legal move. But, oh no, 81 hit the inside
oh
berm or an inside barrier, and it sent
yeah.
Westberg too.
Yeah, that caught my teammate in one of the qualifiers.
Ah,
That'll get you.
it will. So
So Grandpa
now,
has a run on D West here down the backstretch. He's going to make a move on the inside here, coming in to the chicane. It's not really a chicane, but Yeah, yeah.
Looks like D West is going to be able to hold that line.
You would think. Trying doesn't leave the crossover open for Graham, so. Skag still working his way back up from ninth there. Daddy McNasty looks like he's got eighth pretty well tied down for the end of the points.
Oh,
D West goes wide.
D West wide. So now, yeah, green team. That's
Yeah, they really D West really needs to try to get back up to hopefully fifth
yeah.
for them.
He's gonna want to fight hard in these last 3 laps because they are the only two in the points now, and they really would love to get that top 5, get some good points. Although
So
Bobby is in fourth, but if they can get a 4-5, as
yeah,
Westberg makes the pass on AY 81, it looks like.
yep.
So he'll
Uh,
be happier with that, but I think he's going to be coming for Graham.
and not to neglect our leaders here, Millsy has just checked out and left. Still with the strong lead. Squeller
Oh,
second
yeah.
place, Wired third. Looks like, barring any catastrophic mistakes, that's how that's going to finish. The U.S. working on Graham Paul.
Yeah, everybody's getting pretty spaced out here. About 1.5 to go. So it's almost desperation move time here. Actually, it is desperation move time here.
Well, if you're D West, you want to.
You want
If I'm
points.
D West right now, I want to kind of stay right where I'm at and hope that I catch a mistake from Grandpa in that chicane. After we get through that chicane, if Grandpa makes it through clean, then we can start thinking about gambling. But right now, you're just going to hope for the best, and it looks like both of them got through clean. So now, if you're D West, you do have to start, trying to make it stick however you can. And he has closed
Hey,
up to the bumper of Grandpa.
he's got a good run on him. See if he gives him a little bump and run.
Not usually his style
Mm,
to give too much of a
no.
bump and run, but he will put his nose in. And this is a pressure situation for Grandpa. Every point counts here. D West knows, roughly that they're in serious contention for points. So this battle does matter.
Oh, look at that
And we are
move.
side by side. And down here, I believe 2 corners to go. And
Oh, he
D
gives him
West
the
with the
crossover.
crossover, and Grandpa.
Oh,
Great job by
Graham.
Grandpa with the crossover.
Yep, he read
And
that he drove
heck
it
of a
in too
battle
deep.
here.
Yep.
Yeah, great battle there. Great job by Grandpa hanging on.
Yep. Great win
So,
by Millsy.
absolutely, the red team. Our captain is colorblind with a strong finish to this event, first and second, and that was that way from the jump. Basically, I mean, they both got out pretty clean, and that was that.
Yeah, I think Squeller had to deal with, was it 81?
Yeah,
He had to deal with him for a few laps, but once he got back past him, I mean, it was pretty much uncontested the whole way out.
yeah.
So we'll see how the points tabulate out, but that's a really strong finish for Red with all 3 in the points, 2 being the
Big
top 2.
big night for Canada. Big night for
Big
Canada.
night for Canada. Squeller and
Yeah,
Wired.
100%. We'll pause for the Canadian national. Oh no, we don't have that. Okay, I'm
Oh,
being
we don't
told we
have
do
that
not
queued
have
up. I'm
that queued
sorry.
up.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, our apologies to our Canadian brethren. So that's that. That's the end of the event. I'm sorry that we do not have the points tabulated and ready to go for you right now, but I know that it's going to. I think it's going to come down to green and red. I think it's going to come down to those two teams, and it will be interesting to see how that goes. Congratulations to all of our competitors, everyone that made it. Um, and I look forward to doing this event again next off season. It was really a lot of fun.
Yeah, these team challenge racing events are some of my most fun events. So yeah, I'm
Absolutely.
looking forward to it. I can't wait to see you guys this season though in the C-Class Rammer.
Yeah, we'll be picking that up here. I believe. Oh, gosh, it's sneaking right up on us. Next week or the week after, I believe, is our
Yeah,
opening week.
I think
It's
next
the week
week.
after next.
Yeah,
Yeah,
next week is
we got
the
our qualifying
placement
event next week.
series.
Yeah,
Yeah,
placement. All right. Well, thank you very much.
yeah. Thanks for joining me here in the booth there, Teague. It's always a pleasure working with you.
Absolutely. Thank you to our viewers for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys. I don't think we are. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
Big night for Canada. Big night for
Yeah,
Canada for you
fuck
guys.
yeah. Let me add McNasty in here.
We're still live. I'm trying to fucking do this. Yeah. Hold on.